Most people spend their entire lives worrying about what others think of them, while those same people are too busy worrying about what others think of them. It's a giant loop of imaginary judgment, and it's exhausting. If you've ever replayed a conversation in your head, overthought a text message, avoided doing something you wanted because someone might judge you, or felt like you're living your life on someone else's scoreboard, this video is for you. By the end, you'll understand why you care so much, how to break the habit, and how to build a life where your self-worth isn't controlled by outside opinions. Let's get into it. The truth about other people's opinions. Here's a liberating truth. People aren't thinking about you nearly as much as you imagine. They're thinking about themselves. Think about the last time you saw someone trip on the sidewalk. You probably thought, "Ooh, that sucks," and then you moved on with your day. You didn't bring it up at dinner, you didn't think about it again. But if you were the one who tripped, you'd think about it for the next 2 days. This is the spotlight effect, the belief that we're being observed far more than we actually are. Everyone else is experiencing the same thing. Everyone is too busy worrying about themselves to obsess over you. Once you internalize that, life gets lighter. Why we care so much? Humans are wired for belonging. For most of human history, being rejected wasn't just embarrassing, it was dangerous. You needed your tribe to survive. Your brain still reacts to social rejection like it's a threat, even though you're not going to be kicked out of a village for wearing the wrong shoes or posting a weird selfie. Your brain is running ancient software in a modern world. It's trying to protect you, but it's protecting you from things that aren't actually dangerous. Understanding this is the first shift. Reprogramming it is the next. The cost of caring too much. Caring too much about what people think is expensive. It costs you opportunities. It costs you confidence. It costs you creativity. It costs you authenticity. It costs you peace. It costs you time. It costs you joy. Think about how many decisions you've made based on fear of judgment. What you wear, what you post, what you say, what you pursue, what you avoid. When you care too much, you live a life that's edited, filtered, and approved by everyone except you. That's not a life, that's a performance. Shifting from external approval to internal approval. You stop caring what people think when you start caring more about what you think. This is the shift from external validation to internal validation. It's the difference between "do they like me" and "do I like me?" Between "will they approve" and "does this align with my values?" Between "what will they say" and "what do I want?" When your internal voice becomes louder than the external noise, you become unstoppable. Practical strategies that actually work. Let's get into the tools that help you break the habit. Start with the idea of perspective. When something feels embarrassing or scary, ask yourself whether it will matter in a few days, a few months, or a few years. Most things don't even survive the week. Try flipping the script when you feel judged. Instead of asking, "What do they think of me?" ask, "Do I even value this person's opinion?" If you wouldn't trade lives with them, why give their judgment power? Build confidence through small acts of courage. Wear something a little bolder. Speak up once in a meeting. Post something without over-editing it. Ask a question you're afraid to ask. Confidence grows through repetition, not rumination. Adopt the audience of one mindset. Imagine you're performing for your future self, the version of you who will look back and say, "Thank you for choosing me." Practice saying less. You don't owe people explanations, justifications, or apologies for existing. Let your actions speak for you. Reframe judgment as a sign of growth. People don't judge the invisible, they judge the visible. If you're being judged, it means you're doing something noticeable. And if you're noticeable, you're growing. Most importantly, build a life that makes you proud. When you're proud of who you are, criticism becomes background noise. The freedom on the other side. Imagine waking up and living your life without the weight of other people's opinions. Imagine posting what you want, wearing what you want, saying what you mean, pursuing what excites you, making decisions based on your values, not replaying conversations, not shrinking yourself because you think you can't, not apologizing for existing. That's freedom, and it's available to you right now. Not someday, not when you're perfect, not when you feel ready. Now. And remember, you get one life. Don't waste it living someone else's. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. If you want, I can shape this into a more humorous version, a more emotional version, or a version with on-screen text cues and B-roll suggestions. I'm done giving power to opinions that don't build me. I'm not here to impress strangers, win approval, or shrink myself to fit someone else's comfort. People will always have something to say, and that's their hobby, not my responsibility. I choose my own voice over their noise. I choose my own standards over their expectations. I choose my path even if no one else understands it. Their judgments don't pay my bills. Their opinions don't shape my character. Their reactions don't define my worth. I'm allowed to take up space. I'm allowed to grow, change, and evolve without asking permission. I'm allowed to disappoint people who expect me to live a life that isn't mine. I release the need to be liked. I release the fear of being misunderstood. I release the pressure to perform for an audience that doesn't matter. I'm focused on what I'm building, not what they're whispering. I'm focused on who I'm becoming, not who they think I should be. I'm focused on my truth, my peace, and my direction. I'm not here to be perfect. I'm here to be real. And real doesn't need approval. If you want, I can also shape this into a shorter affirmation, a more aggressive hype version, or a calmer meditative version. I'm stepping out of the habit of carrying other people's negativity as if it belongs to me. I'm done letting their assumptions, their projections, and their misunderstandings take up space in my mind. What someone thinks of me, especially when it comes from a place of judgment, insecurity, or ignorance, is not my responsibility to fix, manage, or absorb. People form opinions based on their own experiences, their own fears, their own wounds. They see me through the lens of their own limitations. They react to me from the place they're standing, not from the truth of who I am. And that means their negativity says far more about them than it ever could about me. I'm not here to correct every false story someone creates about me. I'm not here to chase down every misunderstanding. I'm not here to convince anyone to see me clearly. If someone wants to misinterpret me, they will. If someone wants to judge me, they will. If someone wants to dislike me without reason, they will. And none of that is my burden to carry. I'm releasing the urge to explain myself to people who aren't listening. I'm releasing the urge to defend myself to people who already made up their minds. I'm releasing the urge to win over people who were never meant to be part of my circle. I'm choosing peace over proving myself. I'm choosing clarity over chaos. I'm choosing self-respect over approval. Their negative thoughts are not my business. Their opinions are not my truth. Their judgments are not my identity. I'm allowed to walk away from negativity without guilt. I'm allowed to protect my energy without apology. I'm allowed to prioritize my well-being over someone else's perception. I don't need to be liked to be valuable. I don't need to be understood to be authentic. I don't need to be approved of to be enough. I'm focusing on the people who see me with compassion, not suspicion. The people who appreciate my presence instead of questioning it. The people who understand my intentions instead of twisting them. The people who want to know me, not judge me. I'm investing my time and energy where it grows, not where it drains. I'm choosing relationships that feel safe, not performative. I'm choosing environments that support my growth, not stunt it. I'm letting go of the pressure to be perfect. I'm letting go of the pressure to meet everyone's expectations. I'm letting go of the pressure to shape myself into something more palatable for others. I'm standing firmly in who I am. I'm trusting my own voice. I'm honoring my own path. I'm not here to be a mirror for other people's insecurities. I'm not here to carry the weight of their negativity. I'm not here to shrink myself to make anyone comfortable. I'm here to live boldly. I'm here to live honestly. I'm here to live freely. Their negative opinions are not my problem. Their thoughts are not my responsibility. Their judgments are not my identity. I release them. I rise above them. I move forward without them. I choose myself. I choose my peace. I choose my life on my terms, not theirs.